Hi.
Hi, are you sure you can prepare for product based companies through this course?
Yes, sitting at home?
No way!
Yes, way. Don't delay. Enroll now.
Geeks learning together.
Hey Geeks, Akshay this side, and today we are here with a session where we'll talk about interview preparation strategies for Barclays. So, the guest who will be inviting, his name is Abhay Kaul. I'll tell you more about him, but before that, some hi hellos in the comments. So, hi guys, everyone. Hope everyone is safe and doing well. And it would be good if I can see some comments. Uh, Till you put in some comments, I'll also side by side give a brief introduction about Abhay. So he's from VJTI Mumbai, and he's pursuing his information technology from there. And his third year just got ended, and he's already placed as a business analyst intern at Barclays. So we are inviting him, and without delaying any further, let me invite him, and we'll start the session with Q&A, and later take on the questions from the comment section as well. I'm still waiting for some comments, guys. I'll keep looking at it. All right. Hi, Abhay. How are you?
Hello Akshay, how are you doing?
I'm good, Abhay. So currently 18 people are live. We can start. And
Yes. I'm
so
audible?
yes, all good. So my first question to you, Abhay, would be that why don't you start with the introduction about yourself?
Okay. So, good evening, everyone. My name is Abhay Kaul, and I'm pursuing information technology at India's one of the prestigious colleges, VJTI Mumbai. So, I've completed my third year of engineering, and I'm going to be interning for Barclays this month of June, that is the 7th of June, as a business analyst intern in the Department of Risk and Treasury.
Okay.
So yeah, also I'm the I have done management stuff, and I have been the chief marketing officer for my college fest Technoanza, and where I have managed the responsibility of overseeing the execution, planning, and development of marketing initiatives in our
Okay.
fest. So yeah, this is my introduction.
Okay. Sounds good. So my next question to you is like, let's deep dive into the rounds itself. So you can start with describing the interview rounds you went through and also share your strategy to prepare for each round of interviews.
Yeah, completely. So yeah, the Barclays came to our college on the 3rd of November. Uh,
Okay.
so the CGPA criteria for Barclays was 6.75 and above, and with no active backlogs. So if you have a backlog, you need to clear it. Then only you can sit for the coding test. The other criteria was also that only the CSIT peeps were allowed to sit for the coding test. No EXTC, no Tronics department people,
Okay.
and also the diploma people were not allowed to sit for the coding test. Yeah, so step by step I will be explaining all the
Yes.
process
Yes.
of Barclays.
Mm,
Yeah,
definitely.
so the first part is the coding test. We had a coding test on the Hackers platform. So it is a coding platform where most of the people do competitive programming, and then it had 30 MCQs, which consist of Java, C++, OOPS, DBMS questions, SQL questions, some of servlets question, and others. Data
Okay.
structures were not that much. Data structures coding question were there, two questions. So yeah, so many of the MCQs were having 16 marks, 14 marks weightage. Like one MCQ had 16 or 14 marks, whereas the coding question had only 30 marks weightage.
Okay.
So even if you clear a large amount of MCQs, you will be through the this coding test procedure. And so I solved approximate 22 to 24 MCQs, and I had solved half of my coding question. I had not solved the whole question because it was of DP question, and I didn't know DP at that moment of time.
Okay.
So then afterwards, what happened? A shortlist came of around 13 people. The 2 days after, a shortlist came, in which my name was not there. So I was like, okay, so you seeing the Barclays previous year's shortlisting, they usually shortlist 25 people or 30 people. But this year they shortlisted 13 people only. And I was like, there might be a shortlist coming up very soon, or 1 or 2 days after. And then a shortlist came in which my name was on top of that list. And then my interview was next day. When the shortlist came, my interview was next day. Yeah, so the interviews were conducted on 2 dates. That is the 6th of November and the 10th of November. In 6th of November, my interview was first, and usually in Barclays, interviews are conducted by VPs. So the vice presidents conduct the interviews. It is mostly a technical HR interview. That is a combined interview. It usually was of 30 minutes, 30 to 35 minutes it went. So explaining in detail what happened. So yeah, in the interview process, there was the software, Cisco WebEx software, which we had to install, and we had to give the interview there. And the interview was waiting for us. He had my resume in his laptop, and then he asked me, basically he started by basic question of introduction of yourself. So every interview goes like this: for introduce yourself.
Okay.
Then, so there were 2 parts of interviews. The first part was the technical interview, and the second was the HR interview. So in the technical stuff, he started my project stuff. So he started asking the project, the tech stack used, to the working of the whole system. Like I explained him in 10 minutes or so the whole project, how it works. Like what does the front end suggest? When do we click on that part and then it goes like this? So I explained him everything, every detail of that project to him, and he had no questions for me. So he was totally satisfied. So I thought the project stuff has been clarified to him. The second was some questions on DBMS. DBMS is a very important aspect of banks. Every bank, like if you go for Morgan Stanley, if you go for Goldman Sachs, if you go for Citi, if you go for Deutsche, every bank asks for the DBMS stuff. They have a very important SQL, basically an SQL query stuff is important for that. They asked me some joins and indexing, and yeah, that was his technical stuff over. Then he went to the HR stuff. So he told me, why Barclays? What is there in the Barclays you are so much interested in? The second, then I explained him that Barclays has this. So you should be doing research about the company. That is a very important aspect. You have to research about the company. Then he asked me my weaknesses. He asked me my strengths. He asked me my family background. And the way I answered the questions were totally relating to the Barclays values. So you must be knowing Barclays values. Every interview has this Barclays value rises. So respect, integrity, stewardship, excellence, and service. So you have to speak about them, and you have to answer their questions the way they determine their values. So that is a thing which was asked. And in the HR round, he also asked me some managerial questions. Like I have been the chief marketing officer of my fest, and he asked me how much you dealt pressure, how much work have you done in the marketing sector. So that way was the process of the whole interview.
Okay, thank you so much, Abhay, for that explanation. So how did your coding journey start?
Yeah. Also, I forgot to suggest the clarified one thing, the results part. The interviews were conducted, and also the results came. The 4 people were selected 2 days after that interview, and my name was not in that. After a month, another shortlist came, selection list came, in which my name was there. So that was the result part. Coming to your question, the coding journey started, right? So yeah. So basically, when I did my 12th, I learned C language. I gained a bit of interest in that language, and then in the first year, I did my C++ language in my curriculum, and I gained a lot of interest in that. But after in my second year, I was totally into managerial stuff. Like I was working for marketing team, and more of my second year was of management. But as soon as the lockdown started, I saw people giving so much time to their coding journeys, preparing for interviews, preparing for internship. So that way,
Hmm.
my coding journey actually started. That I started my Geeks course of data structures and algorithms. Then I went to interview bit. Some questions I solved of interview bit, and then it was like this. This was my coding journey.
Okay, fair enough. And let's come to projects. Okay,
Yeah.
let's talk about projects. So, what should be kept in mind while preparing a projects? Okay, because obviously they have their weightage in the interview process as well. Plus, इसी question में please if you can add about internships too, that would be great.
Uh, Internships outside, right? Uh,
Yeah,
Outside
I
internship.
mean,
Okay.
yeah, whatever maybe you did in while you were in college, outside or on campus, off campus, or also the focus of this question would be the projects. Then
Okay. Okay.
you can also talk about internship.
Okay. So in the project part, so what do you need to do, which I have usually noticed, you have to have one or two projects in your resume. So what do the interviewer do? He picks up the top project you have in your resume. Even if you write 5 projects, even if you write 10 projects, he doesn't bother about it. He only picks up the top project. And mostly I noticed that is the DBMS project. So DBMS is the reason behind the reason behind selecting the DBMS project is only and only the SQL stuff, which they
Okay.
usually use in their interns for the placed people.
Hmm.
So they have a tech stack of DBMS in the companies. So they usually have this DBMS project. So what do you need to do? So first of all, you have to make a DBMS project uh, of a good amount. Like you have to make not a hi-fi project, you have to make a decent project. I have noticed I had a decent project and others were having a hi-fi project, like they were
Hmm.
having a great amount of work done on their projects. But trust me, the interviewer doesn't want a hi-fi a project that is very complex. If you explain him in detail and in explaining depth and basically in accuracy, he will be very satisfied what you have explained him. So what you need to do, you need to do a web development or DBMS project, which is necessary. I also did an IGD project also in my college, so I also put up that project in my resume.
Okay.
And as for the internship part, you were telling the outside internship, you can do internship. There's no hard and fast rule you cannot do. But I suggest, as my opinion, you need to you need to brush up your data structure skills. You need to program. You need to start competitive programming rather than doing an externship outside. So that's the thing, from my opinion.
Okay. Okay. So obviously you must have also interviewed for more companies and there must be rejections also, or many times you
Yeah.
must feel low. So how did you keep yourself motivated throughout the journey of your preparation and getting placed?
Yeah. So keeping myself motivated. So
Yes.
what I did personally, the thing is, I was rejected. I was the first. The Barclays selection and the shortlisting was my first thing. Like I was not selected or shortlisted for any company before Barclays, and that is the only company I was selected and as well as shortlisted. So what I did personally, I had two to three things which I had. The first of all is I contacted my seniors. That is a must thing which I'm so happy I did. What do? They teach you the experiences, suggestions. They have a lot of experience of 1 year, which you will be facing right now. You will be facing a lot of rejections of. You will be sad. You will be upset that why other person is getting shortlisted or selected, and you are
Hmm.
not getting. So this is the thing which you need to contact a senior, a good senior, or a friendly senior whom you can share your sorrows or whom you can share anything you want. The second
Hmm.
part is to get motivated. Now you should go and see others. In my opinion, what I did, I had a plan that I want to do an MBA. In second year ending, I had a full plan that I want to do MBA. I don't want to get into this coding or into this internship placement stuff. But what motivated me was seeing others. When everybody's striving for a particular thing, like everybody's striving at, I want to go there, I want to go there. So what happens now? You will also feel, yeah, why I am sitting back having a branch of IT. That is a must thing, that you are in this CSIT department where a lot of opportunities are given, and you're not using it. So that was a push that make me motivated. Also, a friend or two of friends you need to have,
Okay.
whom you can share your sorrows, and they also can console you. They can't judge you. Basically, you need to have one or two friends.
Okay. Okay. So my last question to you is that anything tips, any other tip you want to share with the audience, any trick you used or anything, please feel free to
Yeah.
do that.
Some of my tips are like, the first tip is you need to consult. First of all, you need to go through the company archives of Geeks for Geeks. It is a life savior. I'm telling you, a lot of questions are asked from that only. You gain a lot of experience from that. Just not. I'm not telling because Geeks for Geeks is paying me or stuff and like that, but they usually are a lifesaver. They have some questions of uh, the past questions which are asked, and they might occur in your examination also of every
Hmm.
bank or everything. So you need to go to the company archives. The second part is be thorough with your resume. So what do people do? People lie something like some skill, some project, or some position of responsibility they didn't had,
Yeah,
and they
that
put
should
up in the
never be
resume,
done.
and what happens is that interview will catch you, and you can't escape. You literally can't escape that. He will ask you a detailed questions on that stuff, and you will be stuck. So another advice I would like to give is you need to uh, you need to go and check profiles of the recruiters on LinkedIn. What I did personally, when my interview ended, so I had the thing that this is a good interview. I might get selected. This was a fixed thing like I had in my mind. So to increase that chance, what I did, I immediately one or two times I connected with him on LinkedIn. So what happens now? He might know your name, that Abhay Kaul connected with you or followed you, and he might have his name in your mind, and then he might suggest it to the HR team.
Hmm.
So you need to go to the LinkedIn and connect with them. That is a must thing. So yeah, that's some advices. Also have
Okay.
some. Also one advice that I like to give
Yes, yes, please.
is this internship drive is totally on luck also. So what happens now? There's a four word called luck, four letter word. So what happens? People usually doing a lot of coding might not get selected, and the people who are not giving much efforts are getting selected. So this is a law. This happens everywhere, not just internship, on placements also, in life also. Anything can happen. So what you need to do? Hard work plus luck is a key. I believe hard work plus luck is this thing which you need to have in your mind.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Thank you so much, Abhay, for answering our questions there.
Yeah, no
So right
problem.
now we have like around 5 minutes with us, so we can take two questions. Let's go to the
Yeah,
comment
perfect.
section and pick up two questions.
Yeah, perfect.
So do we want to take Venom's question? Like, what topic was your coding question based on, and what was your approach?
What for? Huh. So my coding question was based on dynamic programming. It was a question on the vaccines part, like the largest number of vaccines. Personally, I didn't know DP at that moment of time, so I didn't solve it. So coding question was based on dynamic programming, and usually banks ask array strings. You don't need to go and cram trees, graphs, and everything. You just need to go linked list, arrays, and string. These are the three parts which is very important for interns everywhere, every bank.
Okay. Next question.
What was the level of difficulty? Question asked. Yeah. So MCQs were pretty easy. MCQs were like, it was some queries, it was some output questions, it was some JavaScript coding questions. It was not tough. The coding questions were tough because I didn't know DP and all that stuff. But if you have expertise in DP, you can solve that questions also. It is not that much difficult.
Okay, ठीक है. एक और question.
Is it necessary to make projects related to branch? Like, I am into data science, but my stream is ESC. So I have seen a person in my college who has made a project on data science, and he has been selected in Goldman Sachs. So there is nothing such as no or yes. You can and you have to. If you are interested in data science, then you should make a project, and you should be doing this project, and you need to showcase it to the interviewer. Interviewer will not say no. There's nothing such as DBMS project hi chahiye. He will be like, if you have a project, then explain me and explain in detail, so that he gets convinced. So basically, the game is to convince him. That is the thing.
Okay, okay.
Is Java a must for Barclays? Uh, Java is must as an MCQs. Like, I don't know complete Java. Basically, I am also not aware of whole Java. But the MCQs, the way MCQs were given, it was very easy. Java questions, straight MCQs, straight. But the exact coding of Java, that was not us, not at all.
ठीक है.
Is college merit affect too much? Is college merit?
मतलब शायद percentage के बारे में बात कर रही होगी. Or maybe
Not really.
brand plus percentage obviously.
Yeah, not really. So you need to have a CGPA of 6.7. That is only the criteria. Barclays doesn't have a good amount of pointer criteria, 7 or 8. Nothing such as that. You can give examination in this criteria also. I'm from EE. Does the branch matter? Yeah. For Barclays, it does. For Barclays, they are only taking the CS and IT people. So yeah. For other banks, it's not that much of. So yeah, where do you practice coding questions? So I did my coding journey from the second year ending, and then I started from the GeeksforGeeks part, and then also some questions are on interview bit. Interview bit is a good website. It has a lot of structure questions. So first level, second level, third level, fourth level. It is a very good amount of questions given. You can start from basics also from there.
ये last
Does
question है आपका.
Does learning data structures more deep? What I've noticed, yeah, in product-based companies like Amazon, Samsung, SAP Lab, so they do require trees, graphs, everything. Like, they do require a lot. For banks, they usually accept on arrays, strings, linked list, tag, queue, algorithms, searching algorithms, sorting algorithms. So for banks, is that what the product based they require depth knowledge.
ठीक है. All right. Thank you, Abhay,
Yeah,
for taking up so
yeah,
many questions. And there are more questions coming up, but your LinkedIn profile is in the YouTube description. So I
you
would
can
request,
connect with me.
yes, the audience chat to connect with you and ask your questions over there. Ask their questions over there. Also on Facebook, it's streamed, so it's in the caption, or in YouTube, it's in the description. So Abhay, thanks again for coming on this show and coming on this
Thank you,
podcast
Akshay.
to share your
Thank
experience
you,
with
Akshay,
us.
for having me. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. My pleasure, man. Take care, bro. Take care. Bye. Thanks. So that was it, guys. I hope you found some value. Thank you, Arjun, for the wonderful comment. And anything else you wanna, know, ask, please feel free to connect with Abhay on LinkedIn. So that's it, guys. Tomorrow there's a live mock session at 7:30. So uh, tune into tune into that. Dhananjay will be taking the interview, and it'll be really interesting. So bye, guys. Take care. Get vaccinated. Stay safe, and Keep learning, keep growing. Akshay this side. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.